All right, let's dive into something pretty cool today. We're going to go on a little journey. And by following the life of just one single digital token, we're going to see how an entire digital economy gets built from the ground up. Our story starts in the world of Kickback rewards.
So, meet our hero, a KBR token. Right from the moment it's created, it's got this one big dream, to evolve, to become something bigger, something much, much rarer. And this quest, well, it's the key to understanding this entire system. So let's follow along, shall we?
Okay, so to really get our hero's journey, we first need to meet the two different types of tokens that make this whole ecosystem tick. You can think of them as the two main characters in our story, and they each have a very, very different part to play.
On one side, you've got KBR, which is like the engine of the whole system. There's a ton of it, it's always moving, and it's made for everyday transactions. But on the other side, you have KBRC. This is the asset. It's super scarce, it's valuable, and it actually holds the power of governance, the ability to help shape the platform's future. The whole system is really built on how these two interact.
Now get a load of this number, 100 billion. That is the total supply of KBR tokens, and that massive number is totally on purpose. It guarantees there's always more than enough to go around, rewarding everyone who participates.
Now compare that huge number to this one, just 21 million. That's the absolute maximum number of KBRC tokens that will ever exist. And that extreme scarcity, well, that's the whole foundation of its long-term value. Abundance versus scarcity, that's the name of the game here.
So you might be wondering, how does our little KBR token even get started? How is it born? Well, it's not through some super complex crypto mining. Its origin story is way more direct and honestly a lot more practical. It's born through this idea called proof of participation. And to put it simply, instead of having powerful computers solve math problems, these tokens are created when people, actual humans, do valuable things that help the whole ecosystem grow. It's a direct reward for actually contributing.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. A customer makes a purchase, boom, they get an instant kickback in KBR. An affiliate refers someone who buys something, bam, they earn a commission right away. A merchant makes a sale, they get rewarded too. Every single action fuels the system, creating this perfect economic circle.
And this isn't just theory, It's a complete game changer for people like affiliates. Can you imagine? Instead of waiting a month or even 3 months for a payout, the reward is right there. Instantly, that immediate feedback just makes the whole system feel so much more alive.
So our KBR token spends the first part of its life just constantly moving, zipping between customers and merchants and affiliates. Its main job is to be the fuel, right? The currency of activity that keeps that economic engine humming along.
But remember, our token dreams of being something more. It wants to complete its journey. And that brings us to the climax of our story, the Great Transformation. This is the moment where a simple, everyday utility token gets the chance to become something truly special.
The whole process is kind of like a formal ritual, and it has 3 very clear steps. First, a user has to collect 10,000 KBR tokens. Then comes the really dramatic part, what they call the burn. And finally, from that sacrifice, a single brand new KBRC token is born.
So, the transformation kicks off with this collection of 10,000 KBR tokens. Every single one of them was earned through participation, and now they're all gathered together for their one final purpose.
And burning here means exactly what it sounds like. These tokens are permanently destroyed. Poof. They are removed from the ecosystem forever, which makes what happens next so incredibly important.
And out of the ashes of those 10,000 KBR tokens, one KBRC token is created. Its entire identity is shifted. It's not just fuel for the engine anymore, it's now a governance asset. It gives its owner a real voice, a real vote in the platform's future. The quest is complete.
Okay, so why does this whole elaborate process even matter? I mean, what's the point? Well, it's because this transformation is what brings balance to the entire economy. It's how the system connects everyday shopping to long-term value.
So let's go back to our two characters. Now that we know the full story, KBR is the engine powering all the day-to-day stuff. KBRC is the asset, the thing that holds long-term value. And now we can see the real beauty of the design. The abundant engine has to be sacrificed to create the scarce asset. They completely depend on each other. And this creates a really fascinating economic loop. Every single time a new KBRC is born, the total supply of KBR actually gets smaller. This constant shrinking of the utility token is designed to increase the value of the scarce governance token, which is great news for long-term holders.
So, to wrap up the whole journey, a KBR token is born from a simple, useful action. It spends its life circulating around, helping the ecosystem thrive. And then, it has the potential to evolve into a rare, valuable asset, directly connecting our everyday purchases to a real, long-term investment.
And ultimately, that's the grand vision, right? These two tokens, working together perfectly, aim to turn every little transaction into a meaningful investment. Not just in the Kickback platform, but in the entire Cardano blockchain that it's built on. And that leaves us with a really powerful thought to chew on. This whole elegant system really just boils down to one simple but provocative question. What if every single purchase you made was also an investment in your own future? Pretty amazing stuff to think about.